Plattsburgh's next game will be against Seton at home this Saturday at 10 o'clock. Tonight's starting lineup for the Cougars: number 4, Skylar Heber. Number 5, Taylor Rabideau. Number 8, Allie Cartier. Number 10, Michaela McDonough. Number 13, Mallory Honan. Number 14, Molly Roush. Number 17, Paige Dominic. Number 19, Maddie Tucker. Number 21, Katie Matop. Number 22, Tiana Leduc. And in goal is Celine Bouvier. The Cougars are coached by Mr. Tim Supernaw. Now for the Hornets. The starting lineup for the Hornets: number 3, Marley Curl. Number 4, Sierra Duquette. Number 7, Haley McLaughlin. Number 8, Madison Tremblay. Number 10, Molly LeClaire. Number 13, Adrian Nye. Number 15, Olivia Carlson. Number 17, Colby Lyon. Number 21, Kelsey Senecal. And number 23, Brooke Knight. And in goal is Carly Neal. The Hornets are coached by Mr. Tim Mulligan and assisted by Kate and Chrissy Flynn. The officials for tonight's game are Mr. Tom Kowalski and Mr. Jim Carroll. Please stand and remove all headgear for the playing of our national anthem.
We are on. Welcome, viewers, to Hometown Cable's presentation of Northern Soccer League girls varsity action, coming to you from the Plattsburgh High School Athletic Complex here in Plattsburgh, New York. The Hornets are entertaining the Cougars of Northeastern Clayton. I think we are all set, Kevin. Thank you. Once again, we are on the Hornets home turf, and the Cougars in their visiting maroon jerseys, Hornets in their home white. Hornets going from left to right.
And there was Kevin Mulligan coming over to offer us his rosters, copies of the rosters. The bigger they are, the nicer they are. I've always said that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, no question about that. So yes, we are like I said, at the Plattsburgh High Sports Complex here, and this is We're talking about Thursday. Uh-oh, there's a ball that's going to bounce into the box. Celine Bouvier comes off the line and grabs it on one hop as Marley Curl was crashing in on her. Bouvier filling in for the goalie who's played all the games so far this year for Northeastern Clinton, Christina Payola, out with an injury. And the Cougars finally get the ball over midfield, and that'll be a whistle against the Hornets, so they'll have a restart right at the 45-yard line. Pretty easy to, well, of course, that's
45 is 55.
45 is 55, right. Very good. Keep me honest. There's a ball that scoots all the way back to, was that Duquette? That'll take me a little bit to get all the names. Number 4 on the back line for the Hornets is Sierra Duquette at the sweeper position. That ball is tossed up the sideline, defended by Tiana LeDuc for the Cougars. Number 7 is Haley McLaughlin on the right mid. And Cougars are content to just knock the ball out of bounds, slow the momentum down for the Hornets. See what kind of offensive pressure we can put on. This ball is cleared out to midfield. Duquette is there to turn it around. Gives it over for Carlson in the center. Carlson, nice pass to Tremblay. Tremblay in some traffic, pushes one down the line for McLaughlin. McLaughlin's got some space down the right side. Looking for a cross, but she's going to take the shot instead. Bouvier lines that one up and makes a nice play on that. So Haley McLaughlin decided to launch one from outside the box to, I'm wondering if Coach Mulligan didn't say, look, she's hasn't had much time in that goal, especially this year. She played a few games last year, but hasn't been in goal at all this year. Let's test her early and take some shots at her and see what happens. And we got a player down, but Cougars clear it out. This is Honan on the right side. She's working against number 17 is Colby Lyon, and the call is going to go against the Cougars. So the Hornets will get a free kick. It's really been all Hornets so far. The Cougars have had only one opportunity that's gone past midfield. There's a ball that scoots all the way back, and Bouvier covers up. And number 13 is Arian Nye over on the left side. There's a ball that's sent up for Honan. Honan can't quite catch up to it. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Hebert clears this one out. Carlson on the back line. Switches fields, gets it over for McLaughlin in the center. For 21 is Kelsey Senecal. And that's Tremblay, sends it forward for Knight, but it's intercepted by LeDuc. Here's Rabideau. She tries to center one for Roush, but that misses its target. And the Hornets regain possession. Here's McLaughlin again. And Hebert makes a nice play on that, but it's going to roll over the end line and result in a corner kick for the Hornets. So Hornets with their first set piece opportunity. McLaughlin will take the kick. Nice curling ball into the box. Hits the ground and it's scrambled on. Still live in the box, but no Hornets can get a foot on it, and it's finally cleared out. But Taylor Rabideau can't trap the ball to turn it into an offensive opportunity, and Carlson blasts it back in, but it goes wide of the net. So good scoring opportunity there for the Hornets. It was a nice service ball into the box. Unfortunately, no white shirts were there to control it. So here's Roush. And she sends it up, but Tremblay steps in front of that one. Knight in the center, pushes it back for Tremblay. Tremblay eludes one defender, sends it up. And that one's in Knight at the top of the box. Cartier defends. And that one was quickly taken away. What do they call it? An illegal shot? Must be. Do it again. Something happened. Here's Knight. Tries to curl one in the center. Roush comes back to defend, and that one also goes out of bounds. So. Here's Curl. And she goes down in a pile. So that'll be a nice opportunity here for the Cougars, or for the Hornets. Just outside the box, Tremblay. She's going to put one on net. No, she's going to curl one to the side. And that was, Curl was charging in, but couldn't quite get a hold of it. Still in a dangerous area here for the Hornets. And this time Knight goes down in the box, but nothing called there. The ball is cleared out, but Tremblay gets a hold of that. Comes out into space, and Carlson's going to send it back in. Cougars haven't been able to develop any kind of offense. Their defense has been holding them in, but it's with the Hornets passing and possessing the ball the way they are, it's just a matter of time before one gets behind Bouvier. Here's Honan. And the pass goes just a little bit too long. And that's going to be a whistle, so it's going to go against the Hornets this time. McDonough puts the ball in play. And we get another whistle. That ball scoots all the way in, and Bouvier tried to make a play on it, but kind of deflected off of her and made a nice stop anyway, and Cougars are able to defend. So there was a nice service ball by Madison Tremblay, came right into the box. Curl kind of missed the header on the way in, but Bouvier misplayed it. And the Cougars showed some good composure there to stay focused and clear the ball out. This one goes nowhere. Here's Matat. She tries to send one up for Honan. Honan's got a little bit of space. And she gets by Duquette, but this time Duquette gets the better of it, and the ball goes out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Hornets. So this is the deepest the Cougars have had the ball in Hornet territory, but it didn't last very long with Sierra Duquette taking charge back there and getting the ball at least over the sideline, so slow it down just a little bit. But and that one's sent into the box. And Duquette shields Rabideau off the ball. O'Neill comes out and picks it up. First time the goalie for Plattsburgh, I probably should tell you, is Carly Neal. It's the first time she's been called on to touch anything. Here's McLaughlin. She tries to send one forward. Skylar Hebert steps in front of it, but it goes out of bounds. So the Hornets quickly turn things around and bring it back down at the end that they have been practically living in for the at least the first 10 minutes of this game. Here's Tremblay. She tries to send it into the center. McDonough cuts it off, sends one long, and that's going to get by Duquette's the first one to it. She pushes it wide, and it's going to go over the end line. So it was a foot race between Mallory Honan and Sierra Duquette. And Duquette had the advantage there and wisely touched it out of bounds to wait for some reserves. And that one comes in the middle. Here's Hebert trying to push it for Charisse Dubois, who's checked into the contest. That one bounces off a Cougar player and advantage to the Hornets. And this is Curl. She's battling for it down the sideline against Allie Cartier. And another throw in for the Hornets. This one comes back for, it's number 10, I'm sorry. It's Molly LeClaire. We haven't called her name, but she's at the stopper position. And there's a nice play by Tucker over on the right side. And that goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. And that one's hooked into the middle. Carlson gets a foot on it, enough to slow it down for Duquette. And here's Roush. She pushes one down the left side. Rabideau's giving chase. Duquette pushes it over for Carlson. And that one's sent up. LeDuc is there first. Dubois settles it. And that one looks like it goes off of LeClaire. And this one is bounced right to Brooke Knight. And we've got a call against the Hornets. So that one was just kind of ping-ponging off of each player. Knight ended up with the advantage, but the whistle blew. So Roush puts this ball in play. 4 Hornets back in that diamond position in the back. Took care of that without too much problem. And there's a collision, but the ball gets down the end line. Roush is going to get to it. I'm going to send it over for Hebert. Hebert's going to try to get it up to the front line for Matat, but that one gets cut off. Here's Matat. She's going to send one wide. Rabideau is kind of leaning the wrong way. Olivia Carlson's going to be the first one to it, and Rabideau overruns the ball. Cougars with not much offensive chemistry right now. Looks like they're just kind of playing the kick it and go thing. And one of our Cougars goes down. We get a restart for the Hornets. She's back up. There's a nice ball set in, headed by Matat. Honan tries to keep it alive, but it'll go over the end line, and that'll be a goal kick for the Hornets. So it's the first time that the Cougars have got anything anywhere near the end line for of the Hornets. So that's a positive if you're a Cougar fan. So far, it's been all Hornets. In the last couple minutes here, the Cougars have been showing a little bit of life. And that one goes out of bounds. Yeah, they sure did. Oh, that was. Here's McDonough and Curl going at it. Knight ends up with the ball. Looks like she's got a pretty clean breakaway. Shoots it right at the goalie. Bouvier makes a nice stop. It's a long rebound out, but it's cleared out by the Cougars. So there's a grade A scoring opportunity there for the Hornets. But Brooke Knight kind of pulled the trigger maybe just a little bit too soon and kicked it right at Bouvier. Made a great initial stop on the hard shot, and then Cougars were able to clear the rebound out. But I'm not sure that Coach Supernaut is going to like the fact that Knight was able to split 4 defenders. So we are seeing a pretty physical match so far. Calvin, what do you think?
I think the fans are getting into it too.
Yeah. The fans are starting to notice that the game's getting a little physical,
At any moment now, the referees will notice.
and soon enough, the referees will notice.
You see that little shove?
I did, yeah.
After the whistle. Girls will be girls.
Girls will be girls, yeah. All right, so the Hornets still control. This one is knocked down in front. Matat has it. Tries to send a long one up for Honan, but that one gets intercepted. Yeah, the Plattsburgh girls are certainly not afraid to do a little pushing and shoving after the play has gone by. So Matat carries it down the right side. She's working against Olivia Carlson. Carlson does a nice job of bothering her enough that she didn't have any support, unfortunately, and Carlson did a pretty good job of having her turn the ball towards the inside, but unfortunately no Cougar support there. Here's Curl going wide on the left side. She's working against McDonough. And it's going to go out of bounds. Hornets will have a throw in, but we got subs coming in. A couple are using them?
Yeah,
Okay.
elderly couple, they both got a set.
Okay. All right. I'll certainly bow to the age factor. All right, this one's kicked all the way back to the back line.
Never like guilt feelings, Colin.
No, you can have it. I'm just kidding you.
Take it now.
I'm sure it was the one your wife was using.
Kevin Barnes.
Right? Yeah, that's okay. All right, so comes Honan with a breakaway. Tries to push it by Duquette, but can't. And Roush is going to put a shot on, and that one's going to one hop back to Neal, and she's going to no problem with that. Nice play by Sierra Duquette to break up that challenge by Mallory Honan, and the Hornets defense is staying pretty solid. And here come the Hornets back the other way. That ball scoots by Leduc, but McDonough is there, and she gives a chase, but it goes out of bounds. So once again, the Hornets on the attack, and that one doesn't get controlled. So and I'll go back over to the Hornets. That looked like a handball to me. Here's Curl. She's trying to get herself open for the shot, but he's dangerous in the box. Sends it back for Tremblay. Tremblay looking to set something up. Here's Curl. She takes it to the end line. She's going to get a cross in, but it's defended there by Leduc. Comes back out for Tremblay, who can't handle it. Here's Rebidoux. It goes off of her foot. Matat has it. Rebidoux runs through the ball, and LeClaire comes back and chips it in the front. Honan is the first one to it, but she gets run off the ball, and Colby Lyon clears it into the stands.
Getting a few yards in that throw.
Oh, did she? I wasn't really paying much attention to where it went out. You gotta take what you can. All right, this one's not controlled by the Cougars, so the Hornets will bring it up. This is number 11 is Ashley Carper. Just checked into the contest for Coach Mulligan. As well as number 2, Hannah LeClaire, over here on the right side. And we got another whistle on the play, so the officials are right on top of things and have called quite a few fouls so far in the first 20 minutes of this game. We got 18-10 left to play in the first half. Still no score. The Hornets have certainly had the bulk of the possession and the bulk of the scoring opportunities, but nothing to show for it. Knight sends it back for Tremblay. Tremblay up front for Knight. Knight does a nice job there of shielding off, sends a high ball, and that one goes off the crossbar. That was a nice shot by Brooke Knight from about 20 yards out that had Bouvier beat most of the way and ricocheted off the crossbar. So it comes back out. We got a whistle on the play. Hornets will have a direct kick from right straight on, about 20 some odd yards out. So we'll see kind of play they got set up here. I'm pretty sure they're going to try to set this one on goal, as they have hardly any offensive players up front. And it looks like Honen's going to get a card for this.
Are you kidding me?
That call is not very popular with fans.
No, well, she could have thought it was touched. You know, she could have
Sure.
honestly mistaken.
In her opinion, they touched it. And
Yeah.
Good call, ref.
The clock is.
yeah, I think he wanted you to shut the clock off.
I got a new young fella running the clock.
Yeah.
Just learning.
17-17.
40 seconds. 40 seconds gone.
Now we are.
All right.
All right, we had a little problem with the clock, so once again, the Hornets with a set piece, and that one's off the goalpost this time. So 2 shots in a row by the Hornets that have hit iron, and Bouvier's coming up big so far. And that one goes off the end line, and then it'll be a corner kick. So we get 17 minutes to play here in the first half. The Hornets have certainly been swarming here in the last couple minutes anyway. This ball is out towards the top of the box, and tried to be cleared out by the Cougars, but didn't really go anywhere. And this is Alexa Sorrell is in the contest for the Cougars now. She chases that one out, but this is down the end line for number 21 is Kelsey Senecal, and she gets called for the push. So Cougars get the ball back in play. And nobody wants that one. And Revenue can't control it on the sideline. There's Curl. She gets it taken away. And that one's sent into the center. But Dubois gets beat to the ball by Leclerc. I'm sorry, Lyon. And this is... Bouvier comes way out to make that stop. He made the initial stop, but couldn't corral the ball. So, but no Hornets were around to put a shot on goal. So, she made the right decision, as it turns out. Hornets will throw. And that one's sent back the other way. Another throw in for the Hornets. Todd has it. Tries to send it down. And the Cougars will have a throw in. Yeah, the Hornets get the ball back, and this one's sent up to Leclerc on that one side, but Paige Dominic takes it away. Here's McDonough giving chase, and she can't catch up to it. So once again, Hornets on the attack. Knight working against Leduc, and Leduc makes a nice defensive play there. Here's Dominic. Tries to get it up for Honan, and that one was knocked out of bounds. Roush has it skipped by her. This one goes behind Carlson, and the ball goes out of bounds.
You gotta see the first elbow! You gotta see the first elbow!
And it looks like we're going to have a free kick on this one. Duquette puts the ball in play. Skips right by everybody up to Brooke Knight. Knight tries to push it down for LeClaire. Good pass there. Hebert comes over and taps it out of bounds. And we'll have more substitutions. Here's Tremblay, loose outside the box. She's going to get a cross out. There's 3 Hornets over there. The pass was behind them, so they didn't really get much of an issue or effect on it. Tucker defends there, and she gets shoved off the ball, and that's going to be whistled. So the officials are calling it pretty tight. There are a lot of elbows being pushed or being thrown, and bodies being pushed around, but the officials, Tom Kalowski and Jim Karen, are doing a pretty good job of trying to keep things in order. There's McDonough. And she gets a little bit too far out in front of her, so Tremblay gets the ball back. Pushes it in the middle. This is 17. No, I'm not sure. That's number 13 is Arian Nye. The ball goes over the end line. All righty. We got just under 12 minutes to play here in the first half. And that's going to be a Cougar throw-in. Cougars get the ball in. This is Matat. She puts it in the center, but nobody there but Olivia Carlson. Ball comes back the other way, and it's going to be a Hornet throw-in. Cougars. Here's Roush. Hooks one into the center, but 2 white jerseys there. Honan ends up with the ball. And she gets taken down, and if that's not a penalty kick, I don't know what is.
Stop the clock. Okay. He's on it.
Okay.
He's on it.
And Honan gets dragged down from behind by Lyons, and I don't think that there was any way that he could not have made that call, so this is going to result in a PK for the Cougars with 10:55 on the clock and a golden opportunity for the Cougars to get themselves in a position to be up 1 goal. Looks like Honan will take. Are we on? Yeah, we're still taping. Yeah, we're watching Neil get herself adjusted here for the penalty shot. She's got some kind of a routine, I guess. Or you think maybe she's might be just stalling a little bit.
Anytime now.
That's kind of a tough tackle, Joe. That's all right. It's supposed to be cardable, I think. You know?
I'm sorry. Oh, you mean?
The yellow card. That's a tough tackle. I mean, that was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hate to say it, but Duquette took a swipe at her too. But Honan was just a little bit too fast for that one, and Lyon came and took her down. And I don't know if I condone it or not, but it's what you have to do, because a goal scorer like Mallory Honan coming in one-on-one on a goalie is better than a 50% chance that it's going to get by her. So you take your point is well taken, though. If there certainly could have been a card that came out on it. So Honan takes the kick and pushes it by Neal. Cougars capitalize on basically the first defensive mistake of the Hornets all night, and The Hornets respond by taking down the sharpshooter Mallory Honan in the box, and it results in a penalty kick, and Honan puts it by Carly Neal and puts the Cougars up by a 1-goal margin here with 10:55 to play in the first half. So. So we're back at it. Let's see if this sparks anything in either team, but they've certainly been, the Hornets have been possessing the ball well and really keeping control of the game. They just had a few scoring opportunities.
Goal scored by Mallory Hornan on penalty kick.
Celine Bouvier's come up big with a couple of good stops, and her friends, the goalpost and crossbar, have taken care of the rest. So.
A team.
I'm sorry?
They're a team.
Yeah, they're our team. Oh, Cougars will throw in. Hebert pushes one up, but Roush is there. She tries to chip one forward for Honan, but goes out of bounds. So the Cougars are rolling down the field here, see if they can't gain some possession, some field position. Put a little pressure on down here. Try to maintain a little sustained pressure. We haven't seen any of that tonight. Not from the Cougars anyway. All we're doing is a few shots downfield, and that's about it. Here's one that's popped into the box, but Neal comes out and takes care of that. Here's Honan, but she's offside. A little lazy getting back on the into the field of play, and the Hornets were pushed way up, and that was a pretty easy call. Here's Duquette working against, Paige Dominic working against the LeClaire. Ball rolls back to McDonough. She pushes it by one attacker. Has a little bit of space. Tries to push it down the line. Honan keeps it in, but I'm not sure that was the wisest play. Gives it to Madison Tremblay, who tries to find Curl in the middle, but Cartier makes a nice defensive play. Roush tries to get it by. Gets it by one defender, but Duquette comes up and pushes the ball up for McLaughlin. Inside for Tremblay. McLaughlin tries to get it back out, or Tremblay tries to get it back out for McLaughlin, but that one goes out of bounds.
Might as well let those go.
I'm sorry?
Might as well let those go if you're going to kick them back. And the other way.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking, but I...
Oh, same type of play as before, where you saved it and kicked it.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, sometimes they get a little crazy, and that's like the play in basketball that really drives me crazy is when the ball's going out of bounds and under the basket or even on the sideline, and a player will grab it and throw it behind them, not even looking. I mean, that does nothing but give the other team a man advantage, because you're now out of the play, and you don't know if it's going to go to one of your players or an opposing player because you're not looking. I mean, that's
when you're underneath the other guy's basket and
sure.
Hand it to one of them.
Sure. Yeah, I hate that play. I hate it. I hate it.
It's all right. I understand.
All right. That just changed to 2:30 tomorrow at the U Albany bubble. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on the air, and I'm reading messages from my daughter. Yeah, and we get a corner kick coming up. I know right where the U Albany bubble is, so that's not a problem. Supposed to rain tomorrow, Calvin?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Saturday, I think.
Okay. Wonder why they moved the tennis match indoors. Too cold?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, maybe it will rain. I don't know. I'm not a weatherman.
Well, you know everything else.
I know. I know most of it after the fact.
Right? Do the AccuWeather, right? Stick your head out the window and see what it's doing. All right, the Hornets, again, with the sustained pressure. We're inside of 6 minutes to play. And we're going to have a Cougar throw-in. Look out. Coach Hanfield dodges the one coming off the field and then gets hit by the ball girl. So he's a target. Here's Trombley trying to get the ball going, and we get with some holding and pushing and shoving, but it'll end up in a whistle, and the Hornets will again get a free kick. Madison Trombley will take it from the right side, about 20 yards out. She's going to take it right at the goalie. Bouvier comes out and can't control it once again. Goes to the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick. And that one comes right to Knight, who heads it back in the middle for Curl. Curl goes down, and then she's going to draw the whistle. So again, it's going to be another direct kick for the Hornets. These are always dangerous, and they've been, most of these have been right on target, and Celine Bouvier's been challenged on all of them. So we'll just hope that you can keep this one from going behind her, and that one's curled into the box, but none of the Hornets can catch up with it, so it's going to go over the end line. We're coming up on 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Cougars don't think they want to be sitting on this 1-goal lead for forever. They should definitely work to see if they can't get something else going, because the way the Hornets are possessing the ball and keeping the offensive pressure on, it's just a matter of time. Dominic makes a nice play. Here's Matat. She's been pretty quiet in the midfield. The Hornets have been teaming up on her pretty good. Dominic sends it in. Trombley sends it forward. Cartier cuts that one off before Curl can get there. Back up now. She'll run up 10 yards. Yeah, that one's hit it in the air. Here's Honan. She tries to send one forward. Ricochets off of Carlson, but Duquette's back there. She pushes it out of harm's way. Number 21 is Kelsey Senecal in the center. This one goes up to the front, but Michaela McDonough is there. She's working against McLaughlin and finally kicks it out of touch for a throw in. There's Curl. Tries to get it by Cartier. And Honan comes back to help out. Here's Matat. Pushes one forward, but that's going to be just a little bit too long. And Duquette's going to send it all the way back. And the ball bounces around, comes to Senecal. Senecal pushes over to the left side. That's cleared out by Tucker.
2 minutes.
And we got 2 minutes to go here in the first half. This one goes down the right sideline. Dubois gives chase, and she pops it into the middle, but Carlson is the first one there. She turns it back around the other way. Here's Tucker. And she curls one down the sideline, but it's not going to stay in, so we got a Hornet throw in. Oh, Cougar throw in. And this one comes down the left side. Brooke Knight makes a nice move. McDonough's out of position. And nice play by McDonough to come back and cover up on that, but the ball's still loose in the box, and there's a shot that gets knocked down in front, and that one's going to get popped over the end line, and it's going to be a corner kick. So Brooke Knight makes a nice run down the left side. Michaela McDonough kind of overran her and then hustled back to break up the play. But the ball was loose in the box for seemed like quite a while, and finally got cleared out by one of the Cougars. So the Hornets will get a corner kick here with the clock winding down here in the first half. That one's out at the top of the box, headed out by Matat. And the Hornets with their back to the goal. Excuse me. That one gets sent into the box, and Leduc is there to turn it around and take the pressure off anyway. And there's one that Honan sends back out to midfield, but there's no, I'm sorry, it was Dubois that sent it out to midfield, but there's no red shirts out there to give chase. So Carlson will send it forward. That one skips by Hebert, and Curl will get the shot off, but that's going to do it for the first half. And after 40 minutes of play here at the Plattsburgh High School Sports Complex, it's the visiting Cougars up by a 1-0 score on a penalty kick by Mallory Honan. Alrighty, folks, we are back for the second half of action in this Northern Soccer League girls varsity matchup between the Hornets of Plattsburgh High and the visiting Cougars of Northeastern Clinton Central School, a rivalry that goes back as long as I can remember. And the Cougars take a 1-0 lead on the penalty kick by Mallory Honan at the 10:55 mark of the first half. And they start off with the ball, pushed it down deep into the Hornets' end. Tucker pushes this forward, but Carlson tries to send it back the other way, goes off the side of her foot, so the Cougars will have the throw in. Here's Honan, puts it in the center. Dominic has it. He pushes it wide for Rabideau. Rabideau pushes a nice ball into the corner for Matat. Matat makes a nice move there, sends it in the front. Here's Rabideau. She overruns the ball. Good opportunity. Nice pass play by Katie Matat to feed Taylor Rabideau in the center, but Rabideau couldn't get her feet going in the right direction and wasn't able to get the shot off. It results in the first corner kick for the Cougars. So some good, decent pressure here in the first minute and a half of this. There's a nice ball in the box. That goes over everybody's head. Dominic gets a left-footed shot off, but nothing going there. Tucker whiffs on it. Ball still in the box, but the Cougars can't get a foot on it. And now this is Tucker and Carlson going at it in the corner. And Duquette finally comes over and clears the ball out. Once again, Cougars with probably the best sustained pressure they've had in the whole game, and we're going to get another corner kick. Honan on the kick. There's a nice ball in the center. And there's, oh, and that shot goes, beautiful header by Molly Roush, and it looked like Lyons got a foot on it and knocked it down, and Neal was able to cover up. That was a great A scoring opportunity for the Cougars there, with the Hornet defense of Lyon and Neal come up big on the save. Colby Lyon, sorry, I couldn't remember her first name. And that one gets sent forward. So the Cougars come out strong here in the first half, and that one gets sent into the box, but Neal comes out. She punts the ball forward, goes over Roush's head, and that one's sent forward. Leduc steps in front of that one. Here's Cartier. Curl pushes one down the line for Nye, but she can't catch up to it, so the Cougars will throw in. Hebert pushes one into the center, but Knight cuts that one off. Roush hustles back to pursue. This one comes over for Honan, and she ricochets one, tries to hook it down the right side. Rabideau and Matat give chase. Duquette is there first, and she pushes it up for Nye. Here's Curl. She takes it down the side, and Cartier goes down. Curl goes down. No whistle. Here's Roush. She pushes one into the center. Duquette corrals it, and that one gets sent forward by Tucker, but just white shirts there. And Rabideau defends, but that one goes off of a red shirt, so it's a Hornet throw in. And we're going to have an obstruction call, which we don't hear too much of, but so the Hornets will restart here just on the inside of 10 yards this side of midfield. Tremblay taking the kick. And she sends it into the center. Curl is there. She gets shoved off the ball, and that's going to get called. So once again, the Hornets will have a direct kick just about 20 yards out, 25 yards out. Just about right straight on. They've had 3 or 4 of these in the first half. I don't know that I want to give up too many of these opportunities to the strong foot of Marley Curl or Madison Tremblay. So we'll see what happens in this play. Tremblay taps it out for Curl. Curl's going to take the shot. Goes up high, and Bouvier makes a nice play on that one. Touches it over the top of the net. So Hornets looking for the scoring opportunity. Push it over for Curl. Curl takes the shot. Nice high shot, but Bouvier was able to get her hands on it, push it over the top of the crossbar. So it'll be a corner kick for the Hornets, and here they play the short play. Here's Curl on the end line. This is dangerous. Puts it out center, and then there's a shot that gets blocked out front, and it's finally cleared out by Roush. So Hornets with some good offensive play there. And Honan finally takes the pressure off by sending the ball long, but there's no white shirts there. I see Coach Supernaw has moved Katie Matat up to the front line, try to generate a little bit of offense. Here's Tremblay working against 2 Cougars, and that's going to go out of bounds, and Tremblay's going to get called for the hold, so it'll be a free kick for the Cougars. McDonough pushes it in the center. Here's Honan with it. She clears by one defender. She's going to put a shot on goal, and it's going to one hop back to Carly Neal, who doesn't have any problem catching up to that one. Wants it out towards midfield. Hebert's there. Misplays the trap, and Knight gets it. Here's Curl with it, trying to get by Cartier. Dominic pushes it into the center, but that one gets bounced off of McDonough. Comes out to clear it out, but hits Molly Roush in the back, and the ball ricochets all the way back to Bouvier, which turns out to be just fine. There's Honan with it. She's working against 2 Hornets. Gets the ball taken away from her. Roush pops one forward, but Duquette sends it right back. And that one draws a whistle, so the Hornets will have another free kick. Tremblay puts to the 18. Duquette gets a foot on it, or gets a chest on it. I'm sorry, Leduc gets a chest on it. Knocks it down, but it creates an opportunity for the Hornets. I'm not sure who that was. Number 21 is Kelsey Senecal got a shot off, but it went high and wide. So Cougars with a goal kick. Curl puts it back in play. Comes back to Senecal. Senecal sends it in the middle, but Cartier's there to turn it away. But the Hornets keeping the pressure on. First 3 or 4 minutes, the Cougars had everything going their way, and now a lot of battle in the midfield. But for the last couple of minutes, the Hornets have been taking control, much like they did in the first half. And about 31 minutes left in the second half. And that one comes out towards Honan, but she can't corral it. Gets sent back in. Here's Cartier, pops it up in the air. Roush has it now, and she puts one in the center or down the left side. But Honan can't catch up to it. Duquette's there first. Honan gets it away from her, and Duquette pushes it over the sideline. Roush and Honan working the left sideline, but that one goes out, and the Hornets will get the throw in. Here's Hebert trying to push one over. Senecal steps in front of that one. And that gets pushed up. This one, this time Honan has it. Tries to send it in the center. This is Matat. Matat over for Rabideau. Rabideau overruns the ball. And this is Dubois. She sends it in. Matat has it. And it's defended there by Lyon. But Cougars with the ball. Here's Rabideau. She sends it in the center, but goes off. Here's Honan. Honan finds herself alone, puts a shot on net, and it's in behind Carly Neal. Little defensive breakdown there for the Hornets. And Honan comes up with the loose ball in the box, and the ball was bouncing kind of high, but she had enough. She had enough on it to get it by the sprawling Carly Neal. So Mallory Honan, with her second goal of the contest, puts the Cougars up by a 2-0 score with 29-14 down in the. Looks like Rabideau was going to pick up the assist on the Mallory Honan goal.
Who got the assist?
Taylor Rabideau.
Got the assist? Yeah. And the goal was number 5, right?
No, Mallory Honan on the goal, Taylor Rabideau on the assist. All right, so the Cougars extend their lead to 2 goals, and back at it. So the Cougars, or the Hornets, looking to get some of that back. But there's a nice play by Hebert. She turns it around, sends it up the sideline, but goes out of bounds. Ball was thrown in, and Duke makes a nice play there to step in front of that one. Matat sends it down the sideline, and it's here's Curl going after it with.
The goal was scored in the second half by Northeastern at 10:47 by Mallory Honan and assisted by Taylor Rabideau.
Oh, Hornets working the ball down the offensive end again. This one's sent into the center, but Rabideau is there. She turns it around up for Matat. Here's Matat. She tries to chip one in the center, but it's defended there by Molly Leclerc. That one comes back. Heber's there. Tucker pushes it up for Honan, and Honan's going to get whistled for the push. Duquette puts the ball in play. Goes to Tucker first. Tucker sends it back up, but Carlson steps in front of it. Here's Tremblay. And that one gets by Curl. Roush is there. Sends it up, and Matat's the first one to it. She pushes it by her defender. She's got a wide open space on the right-hand side. Hooks across in, and that one, Duquette steps in front of it. But here's Dubois with an opportunity, but it hops over her foot. Here comes Nye down the left side. Hebert breaks that up and tries to send it back, but gives it right to Marley Curl, who pushes it by. Curl's dangerous. She brings it back in the center. She's going to get a shot off. That's going to one hop back to Bouvier. So a little mistake there by the Cougars. Gives the ball to the speedy Marley Curl, but she takes a shot from about 20 yards out, and Celine Bouvier didn't have any problem with that one. Here's Matat. She kind of whiffs on that play. Down she goes, but no whistle on that play. Here's Trombley. Gives it over for Nye. Nye takes it in the center. And she's going to switch fields and get it over for McLaughlin, but she can't trap it. And Tucker and McLaughlin give chase. That ball may stay in. McLaughlin pushes Tucker off the ball, but ends up with the throw in their favor. And that ball's headed back out, but comes right to Senecal. Senecal knocks it into the center, and McDonough's there to clear it back out. And it's going to go out of bounds, be a Hornet throw-in. 25.5 left to go here in the second half. The Cougars up by a 2-0 score. Here's Rabideau. And she sends it over, but Lyon steps in front of that. And that one's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Hornets. And we got a whistle on this play, and it's going to go against the Hornets. Cougar defense has been pretty stout here in the entire game. They've not taken any of the pushing and shoving that the Hornets like to deliver. So, Coach Superdon's got to be happy with the way his defense has stood up in this contest. Paige Dominic will check back into the contest, and Taylor Rabideau will get the rest. Here's Matat. She pushes it down the right side. Tries to get it in for Honan. Honan, nice dummy play there. Here comes Tucker. Tucker gets the shot off, tries for the near post, and Neal had the angle covered pretty good. So Maddie Tucker caught up to the to Mallory Honan's dummy play and got a shot on goal, but it was just wide of the near post. Carly Neal had it played pretty good, but it's good to see the youngster taking that offensive opportunity. Here's Dominic. She's trying to get it into the box. She does. Duquette turns that around. Dominic again hustling on the play. Roush has it. She can't control. Here's Hebert. She pushes it forward. Dubois on the right side. She gets shoved off the ball, and no whistle there. Matat. Dominic. And Colby Lyon comes up big there, sends one down, and it rolls out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw in. Yeah, that call is going to go against the Cougars. And we're right down to the 23 minutes to go here in the second half. Roush controls the ball. Dubois can't do anything with it. Comes back. Leduc and Knight are hustling for it. And this one comes back to Michaela McDonough. And she makes a nice defensive play there, and Hebert comes up to cover up. So here's a ball that's pushed down the left side. McDonough gives chase. 2 Hornets there. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Cougars. Pretty entertaining contest we've seen this evening. What do you think, Calvin?
Yes. Playoff style.
Absolutely. It's got a playoff atmosphere. I think anytime that these two teams get together, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of passion on both sides. And we got an injured player down.
All right. Finally.
Back on?
Finally, we're back on.
Alrighty. So we're back on the air, folks. Sorry about that. We only we know it was 21:55 when the clock started. We heard that enough times, didn't we?
Lost 3 minutes. Wow.
So we were in the dark there for 3 minutes, but it's okay. You folks didn't miss a whole heck of a lot. There were a couple of sparks of brilliance for the Cougar end. The Hornets have kind of gotten flattened out a little bit after that second goal, but still a lot of game left. The Cougars are still in the attack mode, and we'll see what that brings for them. McDonough comes over, cuts this one off, and turns it back in, sends it up in the middle of the field, but right to Madison Tremblay. So the Hornets are organizing here, pushing the ball right for Knight, but Tucker is there first, and she puts a foot on it, but doesn't do much with it. That comes into the center, and it goes right by everybody, and it was a nice cross by Brooke Knight. It didn't capitalize on anything. We've got a stoppage of clock. It looks like, yes, sir, he's got a yellow card, somebody. Looks like number 23, Brooke Knight for the Hornets, is going to draw the yellow card. Didn't really see what happened, but she's going to have to sit this next play out anyway. But the Hornets will have the corner kick. So Adrian Nye will take Brooke Knight's place. I think Tremblay will take the kick once we get things started again. 17:37 on the clock this time with another stoppage. All right, Tremblay puts the ball in the center. It's headed out by Roush. Nice defensive play there. Matat's the first one to it. She sends it long. Carlson gets to it and wisely kicks it out of touch so that Honan can't get her speedy foot on it and push it by. The defense was pulled way up, and had Honan got that ball behind him, then it's a foot race. She doesn't lose too many of those. Here's Matat, tries to send one wide. I got to give Coach Supernaut credit for moving Katie Matat up to a striker position, because she's definitely got the foot skills, and Roush has been taking care of things in the middle, so it makes sense to put a little more offensive push up front. And Katie Matat's been playing well above her age, no doubt about it. And that one's going to go out of bounds. That's going to be another corner kick for the Hornets. Knight is back into the contest. And Tremblay's going to get called for the push. And that ball comes back to the back line. There's a shot by number 11 is Ashley Carper. I haven't called her name too often this evening, but she puts a charge into one that's wide off the mark, but Bouvier came out and picked it up anyway to take advantage of the punt. And the Cougars will see what they can do about pushing the ball down the field, bringing it into the Hornets' end. Looks like that one's going to go the opposite way. We got about 15 and a half to play here in the second half. Mallory Honan with a goal in each half so far to put the Cougars up by a 2-0 lead. There's Honan, gets one past the Carlson, and she gets taken down, and that card's going to come out again. So referees have been pretty busy pulling out the yellow cards tonight. This time Duquette is the recipient, so she will have to go ride the pine for at least one play. And Coach Mulligan will send Haley McLaughlin in to take the place of his sweeper, Sierra Duquette. And that ball gets sent into the box, but Neal takes it on the short hop, so Honan decided to put that one right on goal, but Carly Neal was able to track that one without a problem. And here come the Hornets. They possess the ball in the middle of the field with some space, and that one tries to get pushed through for Knight, but that was Adrian Nye, but it gets cut off. Here's another one that's lobbed all the way to the back. Lyon is there, sends it down, but Rabidou gets her foot on it, sends it back. Colby Lyon catches up to it. Here's Matat. She makes a back move, but nobody's there to help her, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Cougars. Nice move by Katie Matat, but had no support on that. So here's a couple of Cougars converging, but it'll go out of bounds. And nope, didn't go out of bounds. Rabidou has it, and this time it'll go off of number 10 is Molly LeClaire. And that one skips by Matat. Here's Hebert. She puts a ball into the box. Neal comes out of there off her line, but Honan is there first. She's going to send a cross in, but a little bit too tight, and Carly Neal was there to take care of that before Matat could get to it. She needed to get that one out, maybe just another yard or two out, about the 6-yard line, and that would have ended up being a nice scoring opportunity. But Honan had the presence of mind to keep after the ball. Neal came out, but she Honan beat her to it. And we're going to have a whistle on the play here. Right at the 13-minute mark. We got a whole stand full of referees tonight. We're at the 13-minute mark here. And this ball is sent into the box. Roush gets ahead on it. Knight and Hebert collide. McDonough sends one up, but once again the Cougars can't hang on to it. So Curl pushes it wide for Carlson. Carlson sends one in. Bouvier knocks it down, but is able to gather up the rebound before Brooke Knight could converge on it. I think Coach Mulligan looks like he's waving his players up. He needs to see if he can't get something on the board here. He doesn't want to get too far into this game, but down by 2 goals. He needs to get something on the board here pretty quick, so he's putting the offensive pressure on. That's Carper, gets the ball taken away from her. Cougars send it up the line. Now they might just take their time getting this ball in, but Matat sends it down, but it goes out of bounds. Duquette comes back into the contest. And that one goes out of bounds, so be a Cougar throw in. Roush has it, but loses it. Dominic gets it back for Roush. Roush sends one in the middle for Honan. Honan has it, working against Carlson, pushes it wide. Nye comes back to defend, and Honan's going to get whistled for the call. Duquette puts the ball in play. And McLaughlin can't handle it, so the Cougars will have a throw-in. Carlson gets it in the middle for Tremblay. Tremblay sends one long, gets past McDonough. Bouvier comes out and scoops it up. And Bouvier punts it out down the left side. Tremblay is there. Rabideau and Dominic. Senecal puts it in the middle. There's a ball that's sent up to the front, but it doesn't get by Hebert. And they send the ball forward. Matat gets by Duquette. She gets Honan. Honan pushes it by Carlson. Carlson's going to get a foot on it and break that up. Nice combo played by Katie Matat and Mallory Honan. And you're going to get a throw-in out of it. And we got 9.5 to play in the second half. And looks like Paige Dominic's going to get called for being offside. She wasn't really paying attention. Was waiting for the ball to come back to her and wasn't paying attention to where she was. That cuts off the kick, sends it into the box, but Neal comes off her line to scoop it up. Tremblay flicks it over to Senecal. Senecal has it. She and Dominic are battling, and it goes out of bounds. Going to be a Cougar throw-in. Dubois, gets away from Cartier, but Hebert's there. Roush and Tremblay converge on it. Hebert sends it forward, but Tremblay cuts it off. She sends one long. And Bouvier comes out, covers up again. So right now the Hornets are kind of playing the Cougar game, just kick the ball up and see if their speed can catch up to it. But they're going just a little bit too long. The Cougar defense is holding pretty tight. Here's Curl, sends it back into the center. This is LeClaire, carries, but gets cut off by Hebert. Once again, the Cougar defense has just been outstanding in this game. Here's Honan. Tries to get the ball by. She does. She's got an open goal, and she puts it in. Oh, off the post. Looked like it was in from this angle, but she went for the far post and just got it off the inside of the far post. So Hornets dodge a bullet there. Nice hustle work by Mallory Honan to free herself up inside the box and get by the two Hornet defenders and put an awesome shot on goal, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too wide. Could have put the game out of reach, I would have thought, with a 3-goal lead with just over 7 minutes to play. Here's Dominic. She's going to loft one into the center, but it gets defended there by Duquette, and Duquette's going to get a hold of it and send it back up the line. Brooke Knight's there to try to get it by Leduc, and she sends it long for Curl, but McDonough's the first one there. And McDonough makes a nice play to keep control of it, but she sends it back into space, and Senecal's there first, but Cougars will have a throw-in. And there's a throw up for Matat, but LeClaire comes back. Tremblay tries to switch fields, sending it on the right side for Nye. And I think she misplayed that one, and it went over the end line, and there'll be a corner kick for the Hornets. Six minutes on the clock. Coach Mulligan has brought his goalie all the way up to midfield here to shore up the offense, presumably. That one's in the box. Hits the ground. Senecal comes out, but she's defended it nicely there by Paige Dominic, who actually has had a breakout game here. Here's Honan. She's got one player to beat. Carlson is there. She's got Matat with her flanked on her left. And she's going to cross it over to Matat. Matat's got a wide open ball in the middle. Puts it over Neal's head. Neal gets it off the crossbar, or off the uprights, I should say, for the football field. Nice play by Mallory Honan to set up Katie Matat in the center. Katie looks like she's a little disappointed with that, but she did what she could. She had a defender coming on her pretty quickly and took a nice high shot, but Neal got her hands on it and pushed it over the crossbar. So she can't feel too bad about that opportunity. It's going to keep the pressure on, keep the ball down at this end. The corner kick's never a bad thing. Here's a ball that's in the center, and it goes over everybody's head. Everybody kind of misses it, scoots through the box, and it's going to roll over the end line. Nobody touched it, so it'll be a goal kick. We're under 5 minutes to play here. The Cougar faithful are certainly starting to get a little anxious, I would think. And that one didn't get controlled by Dubois, but she was the first one to it. And here's Honan again, working against Lions, or I'm not sure who it was. LeClaire, I believe. And we also have number 18 is Kaylee Boyer. And there's a whistle on the play. So once again, the Hornets with the restart. They certainly want to see if they can generate some offense here, and you never know. I mean, there's 4 minutes to go in this game. If they can get a quick goal here, then it becomes a one-goal game again, and anything can happen. Roush puts this ball back out. And Senecal pushes it back in the center. Here's Curl. She gets it knocked away by Leduc, but Tremblay gets it back. And it's sent backwards, and Honan breaks that up. The Cougars kind of bunched up in the middle here. Here's Tremblay with it. He's got Tucker on her. Tremblay turns and sends one into the box. Curl is there. She goes down, but nothing happens on that one. Roush pushes it back out. Tremblay's going to set it back up again. Same play. Puts it in the center. This time McDonough is there, and she sends the ball back out. But once again, the Hornets are defensive line inside midfield, so Coach Mulligan definitely putting the pressure on. We're at 3 minutes to play here. Hornets with the throw. And Matat comes back, turns that one back around. Senecal puts one in the box. Bouvier's coming out after it, and she'll take it on a couple hops. So she can take her time here and run 10 or 15 seconds off the clock, get us down to about 2.5. Once again, the Hornet defense is pulling way up, trying to keep the pressure on, but it's just going to matter of time if they keep challenging like this, that one of our speedy players gets behind them, one of the Cougar speedy players gets behind them. But it's a gamble you got to take. You need to get some offensive punch going. You got to move that defense up. There's Roush and Honan teaming up again. Honan's going to send one forward, but Lyons comes up. Tucker has it. He's going to send it forward, and it's going to come all the way back to Carlson. Carlson sends one up in the middle. Here's Roush. She's going to pop one forward. Dubois should be the first one to it, but the ball's kind of took a weird bounce there and comes all the way back out. Here's Roush once again. She pushes it by. Takes it down the right side, turns and sends a shot, and it's going to go high and wide. Oh, Roush running some time off the clock with that play. Maybe had Matat in the middle, but decided to put one on goal, which is sent it just a little bit too high. So once again, the Hornets will get it started. Matat steps in front of this one. She's not giving up. She wants another opportunity at a goal. And she gets shoved off the ball, and that's going to be a call. Well, we're inside of a minute to play. Roush on the kick. In the box. Gets headed by Matat, but goes wide of the net. And ends up with a corner kick. He's pointing at a corner. Well, the Cougars are running the other way. But he has awarded the Cougars a corner kick, but I'm not even sure that Honen's ever going to get this kick off because it's going to take her at least 20 minutes to get the ball and get it set and get it ready to kick. And yeah, it looks like she will get it in play anyway, but the Cougars are going to come away with a 2-goal win here against the Hornets on their own turf. And this will be a nice feather in the cap of Coach Supernop. And the whole Cougar squad, they fought tough against the Hornet team, who possessed the ball well, passed the ball well, but the Hornet defense, or the Cougar defense, was just outstanding all game long. Mallory Honan gave them the only offense that they needed, and again, the midfield for the Cougars played outstanding, as well as Celine Bouvier in a fill-in role in the goalkeeper. The Cougars got to be proud of this win. That's the way it was from beautiful downtown Plattsburgh, New York. We thank you for watching Hometown Cable television you should be supporting.